Hey guys, Notice here, and this is gonna be what log is this? I've done this twice, right? Yeah. So what if Naruto was Shou's reincarnation part two? So this is like log two, right? I need to put this on pause. So yeah. Pretty sure we left off when Kakashi got no, after we just beat Kakashi, I made a few missions. Yeah, let's get into this. So yes, you told me whether or not you guys want Sakura useful or useless. Because I am doing the two parts of my 500 sub special early. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure that you guys get to pick that. Tell me you guys want Sakura useful or useless. Either way, she's not. She's gonna be pretty much useless for now. So yeah. After Team 7 does a bunch of missions, right? Team 7 does a bunch of missions, right? And at this point, Naruto's getting fed up, right? Because remember, even though Naruto shows reincarnation, he's still gonna be kind of like his normal self, just calmer, not as excited always. And yeah. So after he does like they do like one or two more missions this time because Naruto doesn't shout it. Then he goes up to who's my call? He goes up to Kakashi and he's like, Kakashi, can I please have a higher rank mission? Kakashi thinks about this. He says he'll ask the Okage for a high rank mission because he's seen that Naruto and Sasuke are like low droning at minimum. So yeah, they're low droning at minimum, right? So he decided that yeah, they can easily do a C rank mission. So they go to the Hokage's office. Sorry for that. They go for the Hokage's office, and Hokage's like, Kakashi, you guys here for another D rank mission? Kakashi asks if they can have something harder, and Ruzan asks, are you sure they're ready? And Kakashi's like, yeah. Besides Sakura, everyone here on the team is pretty much low joining level at least. And Ruzan's like, okay, okay, if you say so, Kakashi. So I'll give you the C rank mission. It should be pretty easy. It's just escorting a bridge builder. He turns to one of his assistants and tells him to bring Tazuna. Then Tazuna walks in. He has a beer in one hand, and he looks wasted completely. And he walks in, and he's like, these brats are supposed to protect me. How are they even gonna protect themselves, especially the short one? Then Naruto looks around and he realizes that he's the short one, right? So he starts growling. He's like, I'm gonna tear you a new one. But before he can do anything, Sasuke, he calms him down. He's like, calm down. We're supposed to protecting this dude. Naruto calms down, for the sake of the mission, and they continue on. While they're walking, Naruto can while they're no next day, time skip next day. Naruto gets ready. They're all ready, and Naruto's pretty excited. Tazuna's like, hey, brat, why are you so excited? And Naruto says that it's the first time he's gone out the village from like ever. So he's pretty excited. Tazuna's like, kids, shit, yeah, kids, and they go on. While walking, they see a puddle, right? Naruto can instantly sense that there's people in here because I'm gonna give him a sensory ability, right? One, he's an Uzumaki, so he already has a natural sensory ability. But because his chakra cores are completely destroyed, he cannot sense chakra. But because of the Uzumaki mixing with his Odoro burst, it kind of mutated and gave him a sensory ability anyways. He can sense heat sources. So we can see the heat so we can see the puddle is a lot warmer than it should originally be. So, when they walk past it, he waits for the heat signatures to rise, and when the Demon Brothers come out the puddle, Naruto dashes at one of them. Sasuke got the other one, and Naruto runs up and he kicks the one, and he kicks one of the Demon Brothers. They go flying into a tree, knocked out and surprised, because Naruto came at them at like low joining speeds up, his higher speeds, and knocked them out. Sasuke did the same, but at high joinings. I mean, high tuning speeds. So yeah, pretty much they're not doing brothers. They tie them to the tree. And when they wake up like a few minutes later, they're like, "Oh, you brats, and we're gonna kill you." And Naruto's like, "Okay, okay, okay. One, you can't kill us. We just completely destroyed you guys. So how about you just tell us where your boss is, right?" And yeah, you know, who's it called? He knew brother is like, "Ha, no way. You're not gonna get anything out of us." And then Naruto's like, "We tried." And he puts his pinky on fire, right? Remember, he has fire immunity. You know, then he's like, no, then what's it called? You know, the Yuma's like, what's that gonna do, right? And he puts his pinky on the dude, and his skin starts burning, bro. And then he keeps on burning, and he's screaming. He's like, stop, stop, stop. Naruto's like, okay, can we get any information out of you? And then he's still screaming. It's like, yes, please stop. Then Naruto stops, right? He's like, okay, good. So what do we what's it called? Shoot. So who are you working for? And why are you here? Then he explains that he's after Kazuna because Gado doesn't want to build a bridge because that's gonna make it even less money. Then Naruto's like, okay, good job. And he knocks the dude out again because only one of them woke up, right? What the heck? Okay, so only one of them woke up, and because only one of them woke up, the other one's still asleep. So they just tie him there, and they leave. No, they don't. Sorry. Naruto turns towards Kakashi, and he's like, Kakashi, when he was going with the mission, Kakashi's like, yeah, we handle stuff pretty good. We can go on the mission, and they go on with the mission, right? And while they keep on walking, Naruto and Sasuke throws a kunai at a bush, right? And a rabbit runs out. Everyone's confused, and then Naruto's like, wait, there was a high heat signature there before. Why is? And then he realizes that there's a blade coming over them. So he's like, duck. And him and Kashi say at the same time. And, they all get on their knees. Pause. Pause. Okay, pause. Okay, they all get on their knees. Pause. And the blade flies over their head and into a tree. Then Zabuza stands on the tree and is like, pretty good. And, he's then he looks at Kakashi like, oh, Kakashi with the Sharingan. It's a pleasure to fight you. And, then Yogakashi's like, Zabuza, the demon of the mist. It's good to fight you too. And they start throwing some good hands. Not gonna lie, they start throwing some good hands. But then again, Zabuza catches him slipping. No, he catches Kashi slipping again, and he gets trapped in that water prison jutsu. That ain't pretty. Then Naruto does a plan with Sasuke, right? So this time Sasuke only one that's the shuriken because dude, a few reasons, but main one being that Naruto can't use chakra. So he does that. He transforms it. He makes a shadow clone and he creates smoke, and then he transforms into a shuriken, right? You know, that was like, what did that do, right? I'll show someone a big ass shuriken. Dang, what the heck? I'm pretty sure I have the hiccups. What up? No. Dang, I'm sorry. I cannot be singing that song right now. Okay, so that's pretty much what happens. Then Naruto throws the shuriken directly at Zabuza. Zabuza jumps above it, dodging it easily. But then Sasuke appears behind him and starts to weave a fireball jutsu, right? Before he can fully weave this, there was Zabuza did a water clone beforehand. So this is an extra water clone, and this hits who's it called? Sasuke in the back, stopping him from forming this water clone. And it took him off guard, so he's down for the count. Kinda. He technically got knocked out, right? And this was all while Zabuza was releasing his killer intent. So everyone's kind of feeling it. Especially Sakura, because useless. I'm sorry, I have to bash. Like unless you guys make Sakura useful, I'm just gonna keep on calling her useless. But still, even guys, if we have to make her useful, she's still gonna be kind of useless. So yeah, and then he's putting clear intent, right? And he passes his executioner's blade to the water clone, right? And the water clone brings it up, and it's right above Sasuke's neck, right? He brings it up, and he's about to crush it down. Naruto screams no, and Time seems to stop. When this happens, he sees in front of him, he sees Sho. And Sho's wearing exactly what he's wearing, just minus the, no, plus the katana, sorry. And he looks at Naruto and he's like, weak. There's no way he can be reincarnation. Get up. How can you lose to Zabuza? Stop playing these games. Show him what it means to be a fourth generation pyrokinetic, my reincarnation, and the third pillar. And when this happens, Naruto's hair turns fully white. His eyes turn red and his pupils turn white. This is him forcefully activating Ashen Flame mode. And he speeds off at a minimum of high joning speeds, which catches everyone off guard. And he stops Executioner's Blade with his own katana. And then, his eyes seem dull, his facial expression is dull, and he's just looking at him, right? His eyes are glowing. It's menacing, kind of like the Sharingan. And the heat around him is immense. Everything just seems to be burning. And yeah, he blocks it. Then he kicks the water clone, immediately dispersing it, right? And he sprints at Zabuza, right? And when he sprints at Zabuza realizes that if he doesn't dodge now, he's gonna get a fatal injury or die. So he undoes the jutsu and he jumps out the way. Then Naruto starts to create fire, and he creates like 50 flame lances, right? These flame lances are pretty big, like they're the size of a meter ruler, right? But a lot bulkier, like 5 inches long. I'm in width. So he starts shooting all of them, and Zabuza can dodge some of them, but not all of them. And some of them hit, and there's one through both his legs, one of his arms, his shoulder, and one that almost hit his head, right? Right? And it's not even burns, like it's just like a pure hole, right? The heat's so strong that when it went through his skin, it cauterized him already. So there's no blood. Well, there's no leaking or liquid blood. They're all dried up. And yeah, right before then Naruto unsheathes the katana, and it goes up in flames, right? And this is like a very hella dark flame. This is like, no, this is just a regular orange flame, and he's about to just cut Zabuza's head off completely, right? But then a hunter name comes out of nowhere. Haku strikes who's it called? Strikes Zabuza in the neck with the needles, making him temporarily dead. And then the hunter is like, "Thank you for taking him down or tracking him." Naruto doesn't look at him, right? And he doesn't even care, right? He's about to destroy Haku too, right? But then Kakashi's like, "Calm down. He's a hunter, and this is their job." Then Naruto looks at Kakashi, takes puts out the fire, puts the sword back. His hair starts to going back to blonde, eyes blue, pupils black, and he faints because he doesn't have control over Ashen Flame mode. This is kind of like the QB amp, right? Except just more repercussions. At some point, um, this isn't gonna be like his max strength for like Ashen mode. When he gets control over it, he's going to like. I'm gonna make Ashen mode relatively the like in the end during Shippuden. I'm gonna make Ashen mode as strong, if not stronger, than Six Patch Sage mode Kurama Cloak Naruto. FYI, I'm just putting it out there, right? And he probably is gonna get Kurama Cloak, just not Chakra. Like he's gonna be able to use KCM 1 and 2 most likely, but not now during Shippuden 1 and 2. He's gonna get everything about that. So he's knocked out, and they go to Tasuna's house. But while he's knocked out, sees who's it called? Naruto sees the Nine Tails, and he's like, "Who are you?" Then did things like, "I am the QB, and I will escape from this jail." And he tries to scout Naruto, releasing some bloodlust. But Naruto's not even phased, bro. He's not even phased, bro. Like for one, he's too tired to be phased, and two, he just don't care, because he knows that he's behind bars, so this dude can't do anything. So he just nods, and then they kind of Naruto just kind of strikes up some competition. It's like, hey, so how's it in there? And, Carmen's like, pretty stuffy. Like, I kind of hate it in here. It's just a bunch of bars. And, Naruto's like, okay, I can like change that if you want. Carmen's like, really? For like no reason at all. Naruto's like, if that was me, I'd be pretty uncomfortable, behind bars too. So like, yeah. He's like, yeah, thank you. Like, I would very much appreciate that, right? So Naruto changes it from that swamp sewer to a beautiful grassy plain. And Kurama's cage is gone. He only has a leash. And if he tries to attack Naruto, one of those things that restrain, like remember when Naruto closed the seal and those like red things came out and restrained him? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen if he tries to attack Naruto. So yeah. Kurama's like, it's pretty nice. You're the best host I've had ever. You know, just from these few actions. Your mom tried to ignore me. Your I'm pretty sure the fourth Hokage's wife, who's like technically like your aunt or something like that. I mean, grand aunt or something like that. Tried to use me. So you're a nice change of pace. Naruto's like, thanks. So when do I get out of here? He's like, this is your mind, bro. All you gotta do is just wake up. Naruto's like, thanks. I'll see you later, QB. And he leaves. And when he leaves, he wakes up in Tazuna's house. It has been a full day. So it's like the next day. So Naruto's like, he wakes up. He's like, he feels immense pain over his body because he forced Ashen Flame mode. And if I'm gonna make this thing as strong as Six Paths Sage Mode Kurama Cloak Naruto, then I need to add some repercussions for him using it like hella early and it's not fully matured. So yeah, that's technically what happens. Naruto goes downstairs and he's feeling pretty hungry. He goes in there, he eats dinner, and he runs into Tazuna's daughter. Not sure what her name is. Don't really care what her name is because at the end we're gonna see her once. So yeah, he goes down. He says hello. He asks for some food. She gives it to him. Then he asks where his teammates are. She tells him that they're outside trying to practice the wall walk, right? And because Kakashi didn't overuse his chakra, he isn't currently incapacitated. I mean, didn't use the Sharingan. He's currently not incapacitated, so he's still pretty good. He goes outside and he sees them practicing, right? Unlike before, Sasuke gets the the tree climbing very easily because Naruto. One of the things Naruto taught him, because if he taught Sasuke to apply body flicker, then he's gonna know the what's it called? He's gonna know the tree walking, right? So and Sasuke gets it pretty soon too. So Naruto. I mean, what's it called? Um, yeah. Wait, shoot. Dang, I just lost my train of thought. So they go outside. They're practicing on the water walk now because Sakura got it down. Sakura got it down. So they're practicing on water. Sakura can't really do it. She's trying to get the hang of it, while Sasuke is close to mastering. He's like 99% there. So Naruto walks out, and then Kakashi's like, Naruto, I see you're awake. Naruto, he nods his head. Yeah, I'm pretty good. So what you guys doing? He's like, water walking. He's like, oh yeah, I can't do this. He's like, yeah, I remember you have no chakra, right? I've been asking that. I've been meaning to ask, how can you control that fire? Naruto just says, I don't know, really. I really don't know, and I really don't care. As long as it's my power, it's pretty much fine. So Naruto decides that he's gonna go and practice Ashen Flame mode, right? So that's what he pretty much does. He tries to tap into Ashen Flame mode, and every time he tries to and he fails, he ends up talking to like Karama, so their relationship is going pretty well. And I'm not gonna give him KCM in this. I'm not gonna give him KCM one like right now. I might give him like him being able to use Kurama's chakra on like his legs or like limbs, maybe full body. But I'm not giving him KCM yet. Okay, no KCM yet. He doesn't need it, and I'm pretty sure he's not gonna have it anyways, cause that's pretty OP, hands down OP. So yeah, Naruto's practicing, and he gets to the half Ashen Flame mode. So his hair turns half white, his eyes turn half red, and his pupils turn half white. So that's half Ashen Flame mode, and that's the max he can do right now without forcing him, right? So he does that, he goes back, and he eats, with the rest of them. Anar, the little brat Anar, he comes out of nowhere. Out of completely nowhere, right? What? Yeah, he comes out of completely nowhere, and he's like, why do you guys even try? Heroes don't exist. You guys are just gonna die to Gato. You know, Naruto's like, Gato's a little man, bro. Like, he probably has no chakra at all. Like, the only real problem here was Zabuza and people he hires, right? And Naruto's like, shut up. You guys don't know nothing about pain. And then Naruto just kind of stops Naruto, right? And he just looks at Inari, right? His eyes glowing, like they look like LEDs, bro. His eyes glowing red, and he starts to rise. It starts to rise. He's like, nothing, okay? Everyone here has lost someone besides the pink-haired uselessness. I mean, Sakura has lost everything. You shouldn't be talking, right? You probably lost someone. I'm gonna guess it's your father, right? Inari kind of nods. He's kind of close to tiring of crying. He's like, that's sad. Well, I never had parents to begin with. And Sasuke over there, he watched his whole clan die. So you should probably shut your mouth, okay? Inari goes up, start crying, and Naruto just storms out, bro. And when he goes outside, he tries to do Ashen Flame mode, and he forces himself to do the full Ashen Flame mode. He's like in the middle of a forest, right? So he grabs the sword. It's on fire, but this is like a darker fire. It's not red yet, but it's orangish red, right? And he strikes it into the ground. When this happens, a sort of heat wave comes out of him in all directions, circular, right? And it destroys the forest, right? This thing is like, wait a minute. This thing is like a... So yeah, a heat wave comes out, and it goes half quarter of a mile outwards, which is pretty far, right? Pretty far. And it just destroys everything in its path. It's just burnt, right? It looks like kind of looks like a meteor crashed down or something like that. So after that he faints, right? Then Kakashi comes in and he looks at this and he's like, damn, Naruto's strong, bro. He can clearly see the damage, bro, and he knows that Naruto was the cause of this because he's in the center of this unscathed, and his sword is in the ground. So he picks up the sword, and when he tries to pick up the sword, he gets burnt, right? So he's like, oops, looks like I can't touch that. That's pretty weird. It's just a regular sword, I think. So yeah. Then what happens is that the sword disappears into flames and it reappears in Naruto's sheath, which he's currently holding in his hand, even though he's unconscious. And he's like, okay, well that's a way to get the sword. And he picks up Naruto, puts him over his shoulder, and they go back. Naruto's asleep for 2 days, bro. At this point, it's the morning of like the third day. And they leave because they got a mission to do. Naruto wake up sooner or later. And when they leave, they head to the bridge. Naruto wakes up, and when he wakes up, he notices that there's a few more hate signatures, right? There's what's it called? There's 3 hate signatures. For 2 bandits or 2 unknown people, and Inari and his mom. He's like, oh hell no. So he goes downstairs, and he knows his katana is in his hand. He unsheathes it, and he just stabs both of them in the spine. They cannot walk anymore, right? And you're probably asking, why is Naruto killing? Well, he will be killing a lot. It's just that he won't be doing it in front of a child, because don't forget Inari is still a child, so he can't be doing that. That could get him banned. Okay, so he doesn't do that. And what happens? Inari's mom thanks him. He's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna go meet up with my team now. Bye. So he goes. He's like fully ready and all that. And yeah, he leaves. He goes to the bridge, and when he gets there, he sees Kakashi and Zabuza throwing some good hands. A bunch of fog. He can sense Sasuke and Haku fighting. At this point, Sasuke now has Tsutomu in both eyes, so he's doing a pretty good job. But Sakura's protecting Taz, but we all know what she's really doing, being useless. So yeah, Naruto goes in, and he goes into the ice domes. Sasuke's like, why didn't you attack from the outside? Naruto's like, it's better to fight them face on. I've never been one for sneak attacks. So they start fighting him. Then Haku ice, when it hits the floor, this time it melts, or it causes the floor to kind of freeze. So Sasuke slips, right, and Haku catches this. And Naruto didn't realize until it's too late. And Sasuke's impaled a bunch of needles, like a bunch of senbon, a bunch of senbon. When he sees this, he loses it because they've been not together. This is not Narusasu. Sorry, this is not Narusasu. Because they've been together for so long, and they have a brother-like relationship, right? They're brothers in everything but blood. So this kind of makes them snap, right? His hair turns fully white. He enters ash and flame mode. His eyes are glowing. The heat's so immense that the what's it called? That the that the ice mirrors just melt completely. Just in his mere presence, it melts, bro. Then Nine-Tails chakra starts swirling around him, bro. Like completely, Nine-Tails chakra starts swirling around him, bro. And he's in a cloak, but it's not One Tails yet. Like it's the cloak, but not One Tails yet, right? So think about this, right? His speed is now at high Kage easily. No, mid Kage at max, mid Kage easily, right? So at this point, right? He's flashing around, right? And he's beating Haku up, bro. Like Haku's getting flung across the bridge, then back, then up, then down. I'm before he can even hit the ground, bro. Oh my god, this dude landed like a good 100 punches in like 5 seconds, bro. So yeah, let's just say that Haku's looking too good, like bro, he's looking like some mochi right now, bro. He's looking like some mochi. So Naruto brings out his sword, and instead of it being like a normal, he brings out the sword, right, and he hoists it in flames. Instead of it being like a normal orange color, it's a dark red. Like it's a dark red nearing damn black, bro. Like it's nearing Amaterasu type levels. After asking how his sword is keeping that heat under control, easy. It's indestructible. Why? Plot. So yeah, or because the sword is also gonna be made of like fire itself, kinda. So yeah, and he stabs Haku. Then Haku's body on impact turns to ash. Like there's not even a burning effect. It just turns to ash. Then no. Zabuza looks at Naruto, and he doesn't lose his stuff because Naruto is gonna pull up with no talk, no jutsu or anything like that. So he gets distracted. Kakashi does three hand signs. The Chidori starts beaming, bro. 1,000 birds. Zabuza lost his life. So yeah. Also, there's no body to bury, so they're not gonna bury Haku. Zabuza, they're gonna take the executioner's blade. So I'm sorry, Sugetsu, you're not getting that. Oh, wait, shoot, should I? Yeah, we're taking the executioner's blade. He's not getting that at all, completely. No, he's not getting the executioner's blade at all. So Kakashi like pockets that, and Gado, he's there, he's clapping, he's like, seems that I won't even need to pay them anyways. It's not like I was planning to do it, not like I was planning to do it in the beginning. Then he turned and he sees Gato, right, and him still being in action flame mode, he just seems to disappear in a white flash, bro, in a white flash, and he reappears behind all of them in front of Gato, but behind all the thugs, and they're all have a hole through their chest, and it's getting bigger, and they're like burning to death. You know, they can't even scream, bro. They didn't even know they didn't even know that they were dead until they looked at the hole in their chest, bro. And then right, he brings the sword, straight up decapitates Gato, because Gato deserves no mercy. And then he turns around and he sees Inari and all the rest of the villagers there. And they decide, he doesn't need help. And Inari, he's kind of mortified, but he's kind of happy too because Gato's dead, dead. Like this dude isn't even gonna go to the afterlife, kind of stuff. So yeah, he's dead, real dead. And yeah, Naruto goes back to Kakashi. He unsheathes his katana. I mean, he sheathes his katana after putting it out of fire because it was still on fire. That red fire. And then when he puts it back, he faints into Kakashi's arms. And he's like, Sasuke's dead, bro. And Kakashi's like, yeah, he isn't dead. He's like, what? And he's like, you because you don't have chakra, but you can't sense it. But like, wait, I'm sorry. Um, but I mean, what the heck? Sorry, that's not commentary. Because his chakra is still there, so he'll be fine. Like he's just gravely injured, right? So yeah, Naruto's happy. He cracks a smile. And then he's on the verge of fainting. Because of the Nine Tails chakra, he's still kicking. He's still kicking. Kurama and Naruto's head is like, "Good job, brat." And he's like, "Thanks." And in his head he's like, "Thanks, Kyuubi." And yeah, they head back. Sakura is obviously carrying Sasuke because we all know what her hobby is. Her main line is literally Sasuke-kun. So we all know that she's carrying Sasuke, which is pretty normal. So and then Kakashi's carrying Naruto, and they decide to go back, or they go back to the leaf. Right when they get back, Naruto's finally awake. Sasuke, because Kakashi did some medical treatment, he's fine. He's good, bro. And yeah, when Naruto sees Sasuke, he goes and hugs him. Like I said before, not Naruto, Sasuke, they're just brothers. So yeah, um, they hug each other. Naruto kind of cries a bit. He thought, and they kind of talk after this. Naruto says that he's gonna start training Sasuke more, and he's gonna get that Sharingan up to the three Tomoe. You guys are asking why am I giving the three Tomoe so early? Because if Naruto's gonna be OP, I might as well just make Sasuke, like a bit OP. I'm still not sure whether or not I should make him leave or not. You guys can put in that in the comments. Should I make Sasuke leave like canon, or should I just let him stay? And if he stays, then something's gonna happen differently. Either way. So yeah, tell me if you should leave him. Tell me if you should stay with Naruto or if you should go to Orochimaru. Put that down below in the comments because I want to plan this early. And yeah, they go to training labs because Kakashi called them, and he explains the tuning exams. That's pretty much it, guys. That's all for this part. This is part 2. I'm gonna upload this, and yeah, peace out.